Well, give me for a minute. Number 2, baby. The Toll. So The Toll tells the story of a woman named Cammy who takes a ride share to her dad's house in the middle of the night. Her plane took too long to get there, or was trouble or something. And so she gets in this ride share with this guy named... I forgot his name. I just watched the damn movie. What's his name? Spencer. And they take a turn, what appears to be a wrong turn, down this road with a forest on each side. And when they get there, when they're on this road, the car stops and weird things start to happen. And like, so it's bad enough that you're stuck in a car in the middle of the night with someone you don't know. But it could be done for both ways. Like, the person driving could also not know who you are, thinking you're gonna kill him, and then you think they're gonna kill you. So it's really weird. But add on to that, where you take a wrong turn, you say, don't turn there, and you end up on this strange road you've never seen before, and then something is after you. That's the Toll Man. Boy, not the tall man, the Toll Man. And you have to pay the toll. I kind of like this. Okay, so when I did my review for the rental, I said that I liked half the movie, much like would scare me. Well, I'm glad to say I actually liked almost all of this movie until the end. We'll get there. So, because Cammy is nervous, she doesn't even want to stay. First, she thinks that Spencer is doing this, so she grabs her stuff and takes off and starts walking, where she starts seeing these road closed signs and stuff like that. And then she ends up back at the front of the car, which she left from behind. She's confused, but she still doesn't trust Spencer. So she gets in the car, and Spencer stays outside. He starts to go for a walk because he's outside, it's getting cold. And then he gets lost and ends up going back around. While he's gone, she finds pictures of her family in his car. And while that does sort of connect to the twist we get at the end, we are shown that those pictures are fake. So, yeah, to that. Then really weird things start to happen when this woman shows up. And she sort of gives us our lore. You're like, oh, it's been so long, I forgot. Forgot what? We're not in the same place. You're in his world. And like, she says, oh, if you touch, if you try to touch me, I'll go right through you. Which we never get to see. But, Cammy says, call my dad, his name is Neil. I don't remember his last name. Neil Tyler? Something like that. He lives on this, and this road. Just do it. And then they wait, and no, nothing ever comes. And then more weird stuff starts to happen, and thankfully, it doesn't just stay on the main road and the car, because this movie does a really good job of the creep factor. So when I started watching this movie, it was dark. But keep in mind, I had the blinds open, right? My window here, blinds, the drapes were open. These two doors, bedroom and bathroom door, were open. And I was fine. As the movie progressed, I got nervous. It's very creepy. Shut the drapes, shut both doors, and it didn't help that I kept hearing like the elevator opening and shut out there, and people shutting their doors. It's very, and because it gets very quiet sometimes in the movie, and so it's very creepy. They even mentioned the movie The Strangers, and it's good because it does remind you of that. These two people, they're stranded in the middle of nowhere. Something's trying to get you. It's very much Strangers-esque with a supernatural flair to it. And I really like that. And it really starts to get weird. Like, the lady says that there's an air of death around them, and that's why the toll man took them. So they end up going down the road where it says, detour to pay the toll. You have to do that. So they go down the detour, and when they go down there, they find someone tied up. It turns out to be Cammy's father, but of course he's not really there. It's the toll man messing with them to try to get her to kill Spencer. But he's not really there. They make their way through and they find a little cabin. I guess they both had been there at some point because it says that they both recognize the place. And then there's more mind games. Like, they go into this cabin and there's these TVs and there's a reflection of her and Spencer, and the reflection was like trying to kill her. And this would have worked had they not put the twist in. All this stuff. Now, something weird really happens is that they start to delve into the character's past, but they don't give us enough information to kind of process what's going on. We know that Spencer's mom committed suicide by downing pills, and she was going to say something to him, but we don't ever find out what that was. And he runs off to find out what that was, if the toll man really knows what that was, and he disappears. And then we start to find out stuff about Cammy's past, like she had a boyfriend who possibly raped her. It seems like it's one of those cases where he was very popular, very rich, had a very rich family, and maybe, no one believed her. I don't know. And then she's a future version of herself in a hospital bed. She shoots it and then she wakes up. And then Spencer is just there. And they run back to the car because they have the idea if he sees you, then he can mess with you. So they take these garbage bags and they cover up the inside of the car so they can't see them. But it still messes with them with the back light going, hey. So I don't get what that was supposed to mean. If he sees you, he can make you see things. I don't know. And I would have liked to see where they would have gone with this if they hadn't pulled the twist. Because as it turns out, Spencer is a psychopath and he was planning on raping and killing her. And that's why he turned on that road. He planned on doing that, but then this stuff started to happen. The car broke down too early, and that's what messed it up. But my problem with this is it seems that this was very much not the case during the first part of the film. It seems like they wrote this as a twist at the end because they didn't know how to end it. They didn't know where to go from the main cover because they said, if he can't see you, he can't mess with you. So they were in the clear, but they didn't have a proper ending to this. I got one. All of a sudden, it's covered up. He can't mess with him anymore. It's daylight. The father shows up with the lady. Happily ever after, they walk away. But no, you have to do this twist that makes no sense. Dennis reveals, I already said that, didn't I? That he was planning on fucking her and killing her. Like, he was going to rape her and kill her. Rape and murder her. And then he shoots her with an arrow, which bounces off of her because when cause like he's like, okay, I'm free now, but his car doesn't start. She's not dead, so he starts to have this villain monologue, and he goes to stab her, but she like fights him back. Didn't she have a gun? What? And that's one. She had a gun, so why did she start running from him? She had a gun. All she had to do is shoot him, and then one, she'd be free of him and the toll man. But she starts to run. She had a gun, and then she like dropped it. And then, so then he goes to stab her. There's a fight. She turns it, stabs him. Then he dies. She passes out, and then the dad shows up with the old lady that showed up earlier, and Spencer's body's gone. So how is she gonna explain that? Hey, how'd you get here? Who drove you here? He's gone because the toll man took his body. So I feel like that twist wasn't needed. The rest of the film was pretty good until that twist happened. It's like you didn't need it. You didn't need it. And the big thing I got from all of this is the toll man is not dangerous. The toll man cannot kill you. The entire film, he's taunting them, trying to make them kill each other. Because he can't kill you. Either he can't or he won't because he needs you to do it. But it very much seems like he has no way to kill you himself. He can only set up situations in which you kill each other, or one of you, because the other only needs one of them. Interesting to think of, but that twist wasn't necessary. You could have thought some other way, like maybe they think it's over, and so they try to drive away, and something pops up, and she goes to shoot it, but shoots him instead. And then she's something like, maybe it's down to the fact that they had no choice. So maybe she thought he was going to sacrifice himself. So why not do that? Because she was so nervous he was the bad guy. Why not prove that he was a good guy by sacrificing himself for her? Wouldn't that make more sense? I'm sorry, I just didn't like the ending. But overall, I thought this was a decently made film. Lots of creepiness. Very good. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. We're not off to a terribly bad start, The rental was okay. This was decent. So next we have to pull out a DVD. Oh. You're next. I don't know if I will watch this tonight, but maybe. We'll see. But, yeah, so You're Next is next. Hey. So what are your thoughts on the toll? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure it's a shiny sleep. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.